Alright guys, I know I look like shit. I've been flying all day. I've just touched down and I thought, do you know what? The first thing we're going to do is make a video. See that level of commitment, yeah? So what we're going to be talking about today is why people lose interest in a relationship or in a partnership or whatever the fuck you want to call it, alright? So the number one reason, in my opinion, that people are losing interest today in relationships is because of something called abundance. Now, 100 years ago, when people met each other, there was no such thing as social media, there was no such thing as TV, there was no such thing as a social media presence, right? And what that means is that when two people met each other, they would stick together because there's no guys DMing the girl on Instagram, there's no girls at clubs winding up on the guy trying to get him back to his house. Do you know what I mean? So people were more likely to stay together. When people slept with each other 60, 70 years ago, it was a lot more meaningful than it is today when people sleep with each other or get together. So the biggest reason that people are losing interest today is because of abundance. Girls have hella guys who are hitting them up on Instagram, or they could download Tinder, and you could be an average looking girl, right? Download Tinder, put up some decent looking pictures, and you're going to have 150, 200 matches in a day instantly like that. As a guy, it's a bit harder to get abundance as a guy, but the point is still there. They can go to a club if they're not a creep, which a lot of guys seem to be today. But as long as they're not that creepy, right? There's girls out there they can get. So we're in a very difficult time. People have that abundance, and therefore there's so many people they can talk to. You know, if there's a problem in the relationship, they're less inclined to try and make it work out because they've got someone in their DMs. They've got a replacement lined up. And a lot of people watching this are going to say, oh, when I'm in a relationship, I don't line up a replacement. But you do it subliminally. For you girls watching, if you're in a relationship right now, or you've been in the past, there was that guy in your DMs who was hitting you up, who you weren't exactly shutting down, yeah? And I'm not saying you entertained it, but you weren't shutting it down either. That was someone that you were slightly attracted to, someone that you had something with in the past, that was in your DMs. And the second you broke up, you most likely hit them up, because that's how it is. A lot of girls have these options available to them. So the way to counteract the fact that people have abundance is to stand out from the abundance, right? And it's slightly different how a guy and a girl would do this, but what I'm going to do is, this is a video for both genders, so I'm going to make it general advice, right? How I would say that you stand out from not being lost in the abundance of options people have is by being less available, right? So in my breakup video, the first video on this channel, I talk about how neediness kills a relationship. I talk about how gold is valuable because it's a non-renewable resource. It's something that's harder for us to obtain. It's not something that we can infinitely produce. People's time is the same way. If someone's time is more scarce, it has more value. If someone's time is always there and they're always hitting you up and messaging you, you know what it's like with those people who are always messaging you and responding instantly and always trying to meet you. There's no attraction there, or the attraction is massively decreased. You therefore need to, in your relationship or in the partnership or in your friends with benefits, you need to be less available, right? You need to have other priorities. You need to be doing other things. You need to take longer to respond. You need to show this person that they're not your top priority, because this is how you will become more attractive to them. And I'm not trying to teach you how to manipulate them. I'm not trying to teach you techniques to get them more attracted to you. It is kind of a technique to get them more attracted to you, but it's something that will benefit you and your relationship. By having other priorities like going to the gym or having your job to focus on, you are not only investing in yourself by becoming physically and mentally better and investing into your career, but you are also simultaneously coming across more attractive to your partner, okay? Therefore, you are less likely for that person to lose interest in you because you are keeping them on their toes. All right, it's hard to lose interest with someone when they are not only physically attractive to you, but also they've got their shit going. You know, they're banging it out at the gym. They're focusing on their career. They're on their grind. Okay. All right. The second way to keep someone interested in you is to keep the relationship thrilling, okay? So over a long period of time, any relationship is going to get boring. I don't care how attractive you think the person is. Waking up next to them every single day goes back to the same mentality before. Things that we see all the time, things that are always readily available, lose attraction. Therefore, no matter how attracted you are to your partner or how initially attracted you were to your partner, you will begin to lose interest as time goes on. Therefore, you have to keep things thrilling, okay? So come home one day, walk up to your partner, okay, and say, do you know what? I'm taking you out today. And they're going to be like, where are we going? And say it's a surprise, okay? And take them somewhere that you know they'll like to go. Take them somewhere thrilling, where you're going to release oxytocins and dopamines in your body. Take them to a theme park, or take them go-karting, or take them to a really interesting, if they're into art, take them to a fucking museum and just drive them there and make it spontaneous. You need to do things like this as the time that you've been with someone increases, because their attraction level will go down over time. That is a fact, okay? People's attraction level to each other will go down over time if you're not doing one of the two things I've mentioned in this video, which is pulling back and having other priorities to be more attractive and scarce. And also keeping things thrilling by keeping the person rewarded and excited, okay? Now, those are the two main tips, which again, have other priorities and kind of stay back a little bit, right? Don't be too much in their face, don't be all over them. The second one is to keep things thrilling. So take them out somewhere, make it a surprise, and keep things vibrant, okay? Now, here's a tip. If you notice that your partner is pulling back and they're losing interest in you, the best thing that you can do at that moment in time is actually to mirror them. A lot of cliche dating coaches would advise you to speak with them and have an open conversation about what's going on. And I also recommend that as a first point, right? Because you first want to speak to them to find out it's not something like work is stressful or something's going on with their family. If they tell you that it's neither of those things and they're pulling back and they're taking longer to respond and they're not taking you out anymore and they're making less of an effort with you, this means their attraction level is dropping a bit. I don't care how busy someone is or what someone has going on, they will find time for you and show you that you're important to them if you are, okay? Now imagine this. If the person that you think is losing attraction in you got a phone call and it was like, okay, so we have to speak to you about some inheritance that you're due. You have a long lost family member and they've passed you down £100,000, and we need to speak to you to sort out how you can receive this payment. You best know they're going to find time to attend that meeting and receive their 100 grand, right? Or if their celebrity crush DM them on Instagram, they will find time to meet them. They will find time to respond. My point in saying this is people find time for the things and the people that they want. The level of importance indicates how much time they will make for that thing. So your level of importance will drop as the level of attraction drops. So what you need to do if this happens, and it happens in nearly every relationship after a year or 2 years, is mirror their actions. Once you know it's not something that you can help with, like family members or work stress, and you can speak to them and keep things thrilling, if that's not working, you need to mirror their actions. Do not chase them if they are pulling back. If they are pulling back and taking longer to respond and treating you badly, mirror their actions. Don't treat them badly, but just back off. Okay, back off, be mysterious, because they're going to be like, okay, so yesterday the person was chasing me and they've been chasing me every time that I pull back, and now for some reason they're not. What's going on? This makes them think about you. The more someone is thinking about you, the more invested they are in you, the more attracted they are to you, okay? Human beings, if they are emitting a certain behavior and receiving a good response from it, they will continue to do it. So if a man, as an example, is pulling back from you, okay, and that results in you chasing them and cooking dinner for them extra early and sucking their dick every day, then they're going to be like, okay, wow, maybe I need to pull back more often. But if you don't reward that behavior, you're naturally training their brain that they will get a bad reaction from doing this, or they will receive you being distant and pulling back from doing this. Therefore, they are less likely to do it. Okay? So first tip again, is to have other priorities and kind of chill a little bit, okay? Don't be so much in their face. The second thing is to keep things thrilling, keep things exciting. And the last one is just a tip. If neither of those work and it's not something personal they're going through, pull back, mirror their actions and see what happens then, okay? Thank you guys. I had to make this a quick video because I need to go eat. I feel fucking dehydrated and hungry. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you.